too late to apologize. It's too late. Roseanne, it's too late. I said it's too late to apologize. It's just too late, Roseanne. Roseanne trying to say she's sorry. It's too late, Roseanne. Sorry. Oh. Roseanne. Good morning from the office. I'm your host. It's too late to apologize, Roseanne. It's just way too late. The Ambien made me do it. I mean, you remember Flip Wilson used to say, for you kiddies out there, you children's, Flip Wilson used to say, the devil made me do it. You guys have no idea what I'm saying. The devil. Roseanne said the Ambien. She was Ambien tweeting. All right, the night of. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let's tell folks how to get in touch with us to get this show started out. You can contact us at chief@fetchernews.com and also 706-889-9700. You can text the show at any time, and or you can text and say you want to be on the show. You want to be a caller, we'll have our producer get in touch with you, but that's 706-889-9700. Also follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. Please go to our YouTube channel, YouTube, FYN TV, Fetch Your News, and anytime we have a live broadcast, you'll get a notification, and find our Facebook page, Fetch Your News. There you go. So Roseanne Barr got fired by ABC. I really don't know what to think about that.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
No, folks, no, that was not Valerie Jarrett. That's not nice. That is unacceptable, folks. That is not nice. That is not Valerie Jarrett. And actually, I see no resemblance whatsoever. I do not know where Roseanne Barr was coming from. Why does the monkey always get the bad rap? I mean, I like monkeys. Anything about monkeys is funny. I mean, if you're having a bad day, do a monkey joke. Go on the internet and find monkeys talking, or monkeys smoking a cigarette, or monkeys wearing a suit, monkeys riding a bicycle. It doesn't matter. You just can't go wrong with monkeys. In fact, I want a helper monkey. That's what I want for my birthday, is a helper monkey. Right? You can't go wrong. Why does the monkey always get a bad rap? I mean, it's ruined. I mean, you can't sing the birthday song anymore. You cannot look at a kid and say, you look like a monkey and you smell like one too. The monkeys always get a bad rap. I mean, Valerie Jarrett, I see no resemblance whatsoever. I don't understand it. Oh, Roseanne, something about African Americans or black people and the reference of monkey, they get so upset. They get all worked up. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Maybe my show will get canceled. Maybe I will hear from corporate. Maybe they'll shut down the directive now. Oh my God, I need to rethink this whole Valerie Jarrett monkey thing. Oh, damn. All right, let's get a little bit serious. A little bit, because it's that kind of day. So yesterday, America, you woke up and found out Roseanne Barr is crazy, right? Really? So yesterday is when you woke up and realized Roseanne Barr is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? That's when you found out yesterday. I, for one, am not shocked Roseanne sent out a tweet, okay? And I almost believe she was on her Ambien, in the middle of the night doing research on the Muslim Brotherhood and Barack Obama, living in Iran somewhere. That's fine. I don't care. But the thing that interests me the most is the whole cast of characters around the situation. Now, yesterday I told you, in the dangers of Valerie Jarrett, don't you think it's just ironic. Yesterday I said, don't forget, and I've said it many times, Valerie Jarrett is the one individual that never left the Obama administration. She was in the Obama, okay? She was in the Obama transition team going into office, all right? Now, let's separate the monkey, okay? Let's take the monkey out of it, poor monkey. Let's separate the Muslim Brotherhood, okay? Let's separate that out for just a second. Let's separate Roseanne Barr in the Ambien. Let's move that over here. Let's separate the bigot Joy Reid and the race-baiting tax cheat Al Sharpton that had the town hall. Let's just cut through all of this, okay? And remember, I enjoy from time to time a good conspiracy theory. I enjoy it. All right. Now, when I say that, I like to dig a little deeper, go into the well a little bit, but not fall in and splash, hit the bottom. So I stay around the edges where I get into conspiracy theory, but I hang on to the edge of the wall, I'll admit, so I don't fall in so deep I can never get out, okay? There'll be no whimpering, whining, crying Alex Jones on this show. It just ain't going to happen, all right? Yes, I do know my computer's listening and recording, and I do know that, my mind is being controlled. But then again, all of a sudden, I'm not going to whimper and cry like Alex Jones. Did I say that twice? Okay. So I believe in some good conspiracy theory from time to time. I have always said, with everything going on with Barack Obama, okay, everything that has happened through his administration, too many times we talk about the Samantha Powers. Too many times we talk about Ben Coates. Too many times we talk about Clapper, all right, Brennan, Loretta Lynch, okay, Uma Abedin. It doesn't matter. All through the Obama administration, the State Department, it does not matter. Hillary Clinton's campaign. And we just do not bring up Valerie Jarrett enough, period. Now, Valerie Jarrett comes from Chicago. David Axelrod went home for whatever reason, okay? Leon Panetta left the administration at his time. He felt he wanted to leave, okay? Rambo, Deadfish, Emmanuel went back to Chicago and, is completing his transition of destroying Illinois with the city of Chicago as mayor. But this one here, just to stay focused, okay? All right, not saying I'm okay with Roseanne's tweet, but while the rest of the world is spinning out of control because Roseanne Barr, okay, was fired by ABC, and you're trying to decide if freedom of speech applies here, and you're trying to decide if Joy Reid and Al Sharpton, and you're trying to decide if Joy Behar, if I get another text that say, can you believe they fired Roseanne and Joy Behar is still on The View, okay? And Wanda Sykes says, all the negative things about white people, all the above, okay? Cut through all of that and remember, there's a couple things here. Number one, this lady is Iranian born. Now, I'm not drawing any conclusions at all, okay? I think her mom and dad were over there working in universities when she was born, but she is Iranian born, period. Born in Iran, this lady here, period. 2, comes from Chicago, period. Friends with homeboy Obama from the beginning, period. Was the head of the Obama transition team into the White House. Now, what happens is, now yet Chris Christie was the head, the fat boy from New Jersey was the head of Trump's transition team, right? Okay. So what happens when you become president-elect? You actually get transition team offices, a certain budget, and then you have the head of the transition team puts together everything. The head of the transition team gets all of the briefings, separates them in the piles, starts going to the people that can hear them and cannot hear them, putting the immediate staff in place. Boom! There she is. She transitioned the Obama child into the White House that they controlled at all times. She did. Chicago, it's always set up with her. Chicago, Obama in. Transition. Nothing happened in that White House or got transitioned in. When they moved the U-Haul up front and played the George Jefferson theme, moving on up, sorry, to the east side, when George Jefferson moved on up, okay, from just being a lowly state senator to a U.S. senator to president, this lady was there when the moving truck went in and made sure it all went off. She was there all 8 years, Valerie Jarrett, all 8 years of the Obama administration. Then, when the Obama administration was over, okay, and the Obamas moved a mile down the street and set up their post-transition Obama White House a mile from the White House, she transitioned that office. She transitioned it from the White House to the new Obama White House. His shadow presidency that he ran outside of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So I just want to say, okay? So Roseanne, don't quite understand the monkey resemblance. I mean, that wasn't nice, but damn it, I mean, watch some stand-up. She's ambient tweeting. She says she looks like a monkey. I don't know. Put the monkey back up. Let me see this. I mean, I know this is not very nice, but I mean, I guess there's days when I just have to. Okay, this is Planet of the Apes. This is Clint Eastwood, Planet of the Apes. Not Clint Eastwood, Charleston Heston, Planet of the Apes. Okay, and there's Rodney McDowell, and I really think that's the reference she's making, okay? So let's put up Valerie Jarrett. I don't see it. That wasn't nice, Roseanne. Okay, now ABC fires her. I just want to make Valerie Jarrett, get the monkeys off there. Okay, I wanted to make Valerie Jarrett, okay, I wanted to do just a little bit on her because now last night, okay, MSNBC put them up, little Chrissy Hayes, okay, little Chrissy Hayes, on the left. Well, let's just identify the white guy. All right, that's the only way. Let's make it simple. The white guy is Chris Hayes. There you go. All right, so he's the one white guy they let in there. All right, he made it in the room. Okay, now next to Chris Hayes is Joy Reid. Now Joy is a bigot. Joy does not like gay people. She does not. She dislikes gay people. She gay bashes. She's a bigot. All the above. But MSNBC found a place in their heart to forgive Joy. I mean, if you just have the name Joy, how do you not begin talks on just how can we forgive Joy? It sounds right, okay? So Joy the bigot, okay, that any tweet that she put out should have been a career-ending tweet, but not if you're on the left. Then we have Valerie Jarrett, and Valerie was there, and she was saying this is a teachable moment, okay? Now, really what I think that Valerie Jarrett and Roseanne should do is have a beer summit. I really do. I think they should have a beer summit because you remember the officer that was actually going in because somebody happened to be a black man. I mean, we just cannot. Everyday racism in America. That's what the town hall was called last night on MSNBC. Everyday racism in America. So if you are to walk down the street, no matter the economic... Okay, so you got a very wealthy neighborhood. You got the big houses. You got the houses that look like the kind that you'd put on the list to rob if you're that kind of person. And you have the black man climbing through the window because he forgot his key. Now, have you ever climbed through the window because you forgot your key? Yes, I have done that. But then again, I'm white. So there was nothing alarming about it because white guy climbing through a window. And then also I live so far back in the country, nobody would see it for 2 hours. So, but the reality is, so I'm white climbing through a window, but a very wealthy neighborhood. A black man climbing through a window, happened to be a Harvard professor or whatever, but the law enforcement officer thought he better check into this, and the next thing you know, it's a whole brouhaha, no pun intended, and it became a teachable moment. Remember when Barack used to come to the podium and tell America it was a teachable moment? Wonder where he got that from. Well, Valerie said this is a teachable moment, and it starts at the top. So everything that happened yesterday went all the way to Trump. And Trump has created this atmosphere of division, hate, and whatever. That being said, so I think Valerie Jarrett and Roseanne Barr and Barack Obama should have a beer summit. I really do. And Roseanne, do not take the Ambien because it says on the side of the bottle, do not take with alcohol. So stop the drinking and the Ambien at the same time. Oh, should I remind you, America, did you wake up yesterday and find out Roseanne Barr's crazy? We're going to talk a little bit about that show in a minute. And then last night at the town hall, we had everyday racism in America. We had you got to have the NAACP there, that's to the far right. But we have Al Shim Sham, Shake 'em Down, Race Baiter, I'll be in Ferguson by 2, Sharpton. Okay? Yes. There was this thing, let's see, if memory serves me right, Tawana Brawley was not raped. But I'm going straight from memory, but they Howard Beach, right? They marched in Howard Beach, and is that in Brooklyn around the Jews there? But they marched in Howard Beach, if I'm right. And Al Sharpton, that was Fat Al Sharpton. Remember, he used to wear the chains and the gold and the jumpsuits. Remember that, the track suits? That was Fat Al with the Jerry curl and everything and the bullhorn. So Fat Al and Tawana Brawley, and Tawana Brawley claimed, I think, a police officer raped her, a white police officer. I may have. But then it turned out to be a lie, and one of the biggest hoax ever perpetrated, and this guy created it, Al the Shim Sham Sharpton, and he actually, I think, if you Google it, he owes America $5 million in taxes. His ass, his old black ass. That's it, I said it. That's exactly right. Everyday racism in America, okay? I can say whatever the hell I want, people. You can too, and I don't give a damn. All right, so Al Sharpton sits there, his chin all up, his smug little black ass in his $1,000 suit, owes the American people $5 million in back taxes, and he's a race baiter, and he follows everything. He's an ambulance chaser, okay? So anyhow, maybe I shouldn't have said that, but I can't get that back. At least I didn't tweet it. Do you hear? I hear footsteps coming from upstairs down. I hope it's not the corporate office giving this show the hook. I better go to break and find out the future of this show with BKP. Anything goes. Take us to break.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Hey, and we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. And, Roseanne got clipped. She got clipped. Her wings got clipped right off. She will not be soaring through the air anymore on her Roseanne retakes, okay, or remix or rehash or whatever it was called, or reunion. But I'm wondering, just what does it take? I mean, can you call anybody anything you want? I mean, it's just, where are we at? Is it freedom of speech? Let's try some freedom of speech. Because last night, they did, MSNBC did a racism, everyday racism in America, and they had Valerie Jarrett. But they had, let's show Fat Al. I can't get past. Anytime I see Al, these flim, there's Fat Al. Now, Fat Al's got his jogging suit on, his gold chains, his bullhorn. He leading the march. He is race baiting. He is causing trouble. He's leading the Tawana Brawley Live March there. Biggest scam pulled on America. There's Fat Al. Now, I don't know if Fat Al did Jenny Craig, not literally or anything. You know, I don't know if he went on the Jenny Craig diet, if he is on the Weight Watchers with Fat Oprah. I don't know if he's on Weight Watchers. I'm just testing the water, folks, to see just how far I can push it before corporate comes down and makes a decision to yank this show. So I'm seeing really where my limits are today. So Fat Oprah's on what? What's Fat Oprah on? She on? Is she on Weight Watchers? Yeah, she's on Weight Watchers. Okay. And you got Fat Al. I don't know if he did Jenny Craig or had a tummy tuck. What the hell he did?
Maybe he did keto.
Huh?
Keto.
What the hell's that?
The new thing.
All right, Al may have done the new thing, whatever, but Slim Fast, whatever, Slim Shady. He ended up being Slim Shady, all right. He looks like a shrink-a-dink. I don't know, you kids don't understand what a shrink-a-dink is. There he is. That's Skinny Al. Is that Skinny Al? Holy smokes. What happened to him? Anyhow, so Roseanne, America, I want to know two things. Take him down. Put up the Roseanne family. So they launched, and this is not going to be all about Roseanne. We're just having some fun today. Okay, Roseanne, they launched, the show went off several years ago because it went out in left field. Yes, folks, in left field. Roseanne's show started out, she started on stage, and I remember I used to, Night at the Improv or whatever, used to watch her years ago on stage, and she had that, she'd wear a blue dress and she would do housewife jokes, okay? And it connected with America. They were true blue, no pun intended. They were true blue housewife connected with middle America jokes, all right? And they were funny. So the next thing you know, she became a stand-up star, became very well known, and they launched a TV around her. No pun intended. It took a lot to get around her anyway. Testing the water, folks. Just want to see. Yeah, she was a little chubby. And then she met Tom Arnold, and Tom Arnold said, hey, I don't like, I would rather you, lighten up a little bit. And then she, went off and came back, and she was a little lighter, and whatever. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked this morning. But Roseanne, they built this show around her, and they had the three kids, and the three kids were just average American kids, and one was in trouble, and one was real studious, and they studied and made straight A's, and the boy is growing up in the house there. So, and Dan is a drywaller, and it was great because they're in Lanford. Now, the only thing I was looking for, do you know what is missing so far in the remake that we will not see, Amanda? You'll not see Booker. Who was Booker? George Clooney. Yes, George Clooney was Booker. Absolutely. How many of you know that? Okay. You don't see him in the remake. But anyhow, Roseanne worked in a plastic factory where they broke the little forks and knives after they made, throw them in a box, and the ladies sit there all day. And Booker was the supervisor, and he came by George Clooney and made wisecracks all the time, and get back to work, shut up, ladies. And they weren't a bunch of lesbians, they weren't a bunch of freaks, they weren't a bunch of weirdos at all. And she would go home, and Dan had drywall dust on him, and he had been out drywalling all day, and when he had some free time, he liked to work on his motorcycle, and they were always up against the wall because the engine would go out in the truck, and they didn't have $500 because they were middle class Americans or middle Americans that were just seeing it tough trying to make a living. Boom, done. Then it became very popular, and Roseanne got some money, and as always got some money, and she went crazy, and next thing you know, everybody's a lesbian or wants to be a lesbian, and mom is in the show, and sister's a lesbian, and everybody's whacked out in the show. They just go bizarre nuts. That show ended in bizarre nuts. Dan died, they hit the lottery. Bizarre. If you don't remember the last 2 seasons at least of Roseanne, total bizarre. Tom Arnold comes in, all right, to the show. It goes crazy as hell, this show does. So far off the rails. Now, here's the interesting thing. I want you to stay with me because for those of you that followed the show, okay, now it goes off the rails, crazy as all get out. So they finally canceled this thing. Well, obviously, nobody remembers Roseanne Barr. You know, it's bad to take a knee during the national anthem, which I disagree with. Taking a knee during the national anthem, all right, get the son of a bitch off the field. That's what Trump said, okay? So the president said that, not me. Oh, my God, there's Valerie Jarrett, and our time, it goes to the top. I knew this went all the way to the top. I remember Trump saying, get the son of a bitch off the field, and then I unconsciously now just say that. If I see something, I'll just say, get the son of a bitch off the field. And I don't know where that came from. And now it dawned on me in my subconscious that the president made me do that. So anyhow, moving right along, you have the Connors that, you know, lose their mind, you know, boom. Then it was wrong. It is wrong to take a knee at the national anthem, but we don't remember Roseanne getting out and squealing and squeaking and screeching the national anthem and butchering it up. I mean, it was an outrage. There was no social media then. And you were outraged at this woman. You could not stand this lady. You despised her. She butchered the national anthem. How dare her do that so disrespectfully? And then we have seen the Hitler picture, whatever. Okay, so we've known for years the woman's crazy. We know that. It's okay. I don't care she's crazy. That's the great thing about America. If you want to be crazy, fine. Just don't shoot any damn body, okay? Stay crazy in your own damn house. Get 2 cats, sit on the front porch. Go crazy as whatever. Just don't shoot anybody. I remember when people were crazy. They didn't shoot people. Roseanne's crazy. All right? So anyhow, I don't know where this is going. But, you know, so Roseanne, then they move along, and all of a sudden they want to bring the show back. Now, they bring the show back, and what's interesting is the show is identical. See, they got Wanda Sykes. Put up Wanda Sykes for a minute. Okay? Now, Wanda Sykes hates white people. She hates white people, but she's a lesbian. Okay? And she's like the head producer of the show. So you really think, now I want to come clean here. I have watched the show. I watched all the first season, I think except for the last one. I watched the show for a couple reasons. I wanted to see what direction they were taking, and I wanted to see what all the hoopla was. I mean, there was a lot of hoopla in the media, and this is a perfect example how the media hypes something and pushes it in a direction, and we just follow it like it's awesome, all right? So all of a sudden we forgot Roseanne Barr's crazy. Well, Wanda Sykes is a lesbian. Did I say that already? If I didn't, she's a lesbian. And Wanda Sykes is the head producer. So do you think for 1 minute that the show is not going to turn or the show is going to be conservative? Now, I'm not saying that, you know, just because there's a lesbian, a gay, a transgender, or a monkey that's producing the show, hey, why the hell? Why can't? I mean, damn, you know, an animal is an animal. I'm not an animal. But anyhow, so just because Wanda Sykes is producing the show, you don't think it's going to go off the rails? And you really think this is a conservative production? Okay? So I liked the episodes where, you know, she's talking about Trump and make America great again, you know, and she's afraid of the Muslim that moved next door. There's some good shots in there, okay? But the reality is, if you watch the remake, it came back almost as it left. Yes. I mean, sister is wearing a pussy hat. Where's the sister? You can get mad at me. Am I telling the truth? You know, there's the sister. She's wearing a hat that's not very attractive. I'm sorry. In the March they call them pussy hats. Am I wrong, Amanda? Say I'm wrong or right. Damn it, that's about time. So she's wearing that, right? She's a lesbian, like she was. They're all whacked, okay? They're all out in left field. They almost come back the way they left. Mom is, you know, screwing. I'm serious. You watch the last episode. They kicked Mom out of the home because she's doing every old man down Seaward. Swear to God, watch it yourself. Don't attack me. So she's doing all the guys down in Seaward. They call up Roseanne and said, Mom can't stay here anymore. She's, and, you know, in some countries they consider her a whore. Sorry, I'm sorry. But watch the show. Did you watch the show, Amanda? Okay, good. Well, then you don't know. But if you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. So the show comes back almost as it left, and we cheered. We cheered. Oh, my God, look at the family structure. Look at the family dynamic. But who cares? She said Trump. What the hell? You know I'm a Trump supporter. So all of a sudden, I'm watching Roseanne tweet and do whatever she's doing, and I'm watching the show, and I'm thinking, how soon before this lady loses it? Just loses it. And that was yesterday. Now, I tell you, I do not like Valerie Jarrett. If you have watched this show for 3 years now, you know, okay, unconditionally, you know that for 3 years, I have tried to tell you about Valerie Jarrett. Okay? You know, it's sometimes bad exposes things. All right? Sometimes. Now, I, for one, have a long list of things that other people should be fired for and outraged. But if you work, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Maybe you can. I don't know. All right? But at the same time, if ABC wants to fire Roseanne Barr, they should be allowed to fire Roseanne Barr. Okay? Now, there is the old-fashioned, okay, freedom. If they would allow freedom to happen here, I've always said, okay, if we would allow true freedom to happen, then you would see growth and things excel in business in a different way. And what I mean by that is if ABC would just said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to air next season, okay? All right. Now, this is that vote by turning the channel. You know, there's an argument. I understand you don't want foul language and nasty, vulgar things said during peak hours. We had family time hours. We used to have that, remember? Remember the broadcasters had what was called, is it the FCC family time hours? And you could not do, say, or have certain situations until after 10 o'clock. Remember that? All right, and same thing on the radio. And I remember for years, Howard Stern would say, you know, all the fines that Howard Stern went through, Howard Stern would say, you know, turn the channel, okay? So what if ABC would air season 2? And what if you decided you didn't want to watch it anymore, okay? Because I will tell you the truth, I watched like the first 6 or 7 episodes, and then there's like 2 still left on the DVR that I didn't watch because, you know, okay, so she says Trump, and they wear a pussy hat, and there was a Muslim next door, she's afraid of terrorism, and, you know, okay, you know, I've seen enough. So what if ABC was to air the show next year, and America didn't tune in? And then they canceled the show because nobody tuned in and advertisers didn't support it and so on and so forth. What if? But what if they air the show next year and it blows up and people watch it? Why not let people decide? Now, it is your company, and if you want to pull the plug, I asked the last question, and then we'll move on from this subject and go on to something else this morning. Do you think ABC should have fired Roseanne Barr yesterday for her ugly, malicious tweet? It was bad. I don't like the tweet. I personally wouldn't like the tweet, okay? And I'm tired of monkeys getting the bad rap. I really am. I think I can prove monkeys are funny, and they should never be brought into political situations. Monkeys shouldn't be. They should never be. So, you know, Joy Behar, Christians got upset. She apologized. ABC kept her. Joy Reid is a bigot. She does not like gay people. She doesn't, point blank. You know, Al Sharpton, a tax cheat, race baiter. All right, never has apologized for anything. All right, stays on the show. List goes on. Bill Maher. All right, on and on and on. The list is a long list of tasteless, nasty, ugly jokes about our president of the United States. All right, comparisons. Trump has been compared to everything, but it's just a joke, and they haven't gotten canceled. So what do you say? Should they have canceled her yesterday? Now the NFL, the take a knee. You know what? Roger Goodell, I did it last week, is a coward. Okay, you did not. I think. How about this? I'm talking about the free. How about Roger Goodell and the NFL do nothing? Why not? Now don't get mad at me. Listen to me. Why don't they do nothing? Why don't they put no rule into place? I mean, I'm sorry if you have to have a rule. If you have to have a rule to do the right thing, I understand there's laws, right? But you know, we've got the thou shalt not kill, and yes, we have laws against murder, but inherently we should just know we shouldn't kill anybody. Well, I know that sounds extreme, but you know, patriotism, you know, a minute and 36 seconds. So why do we have to have a rule? Why does there need to be a rule to stand to salute that flag? The United States of America, your flag and mine. Why? So I say Roger Goodell did the wrong thing putting a rule in place. I think they should continue to be allowed to take a knee. I think the whole team should come out and take a knee if they want to. I think if they want to take a knee, and I think you should continue to do what you did. I think you should turn the TV off. And where NFL went down 9% in viewership last year and lost billions of dollars, let it go down another 10 this year and let it lose $18 billion. Maybe that's what we should try. But no, Roger Goodell wants you to feel, okay, as though you won. So he put a rule into place that if you are on the field, you must stand. Okay? But next year, wait and see when the announcers, because they got nothing else to do, because they have forgotten, you got the Chris Collinsworths of the world that have forgotten how to announce a football game, and ESPN that wants to be political, so ESPN's announcer is, well, we're almost ready for kickoff here as we see 18 of the so-and-so team missing from the line. They must be in the locker room. What do you say about that? Well, here's the circle. We've drawn this, we've drawn that. Look at the line here. I've got the sideline circled, but there's a big space over here. If you'll look at this big circle, it's empty. So I'm going to draw an arrow over to the tunnel here, and we're going to watch Chris and see if after that last note, if we start seeing some people creep out of that tunnel onto the sideline, and we'll wait and make that call for you as soon as this, or will they start going to commercial during the national anthem so you actually can't see who's not on the sideline? Wow. MSNBC. Everyday racism in America. All that going on, and I forgot about the biased, unbiased, anti-biased training by Starbucks yesterday. When we come back, Arkansas gets a sort of win in the Supreme Court, and Planned Parenthood loses one. I know Amanda wants to talk about Dodd-Frank. We touched on it a little last week, and she wants to talk about it. So we'll bring that up after this. President of the United States. Now, who would have thought Nancy Pelosi is an animal lover? Who would have thought it? Right after this messages. We'll be right back. Take us a break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead. Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Hey, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you'd like to contact the show concerning the content this morning and you're offended and upset with anything I've said, please contact me at 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or also you can text that. You can text and say, I'd like to be on the show, and maybe we can get you on the show. Sometimes you can call in. Be a caller. Chief at FetcherNews.com. Follow us on Twitter at FetcherNews, at FYNTV. And also on our YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. And you'll get a subscribe to our channel, and you'll get a notification anytime we're doing a live broadcast. Find us on Facebook while we're giving out information. Let me just also say we're about 100 days from high school football kickoff. And we are looking for you if you'd like to be on the sideline this year. If you would like to be a sports reporter, if you want a part-time position to cover sports in your county, or if you're close to one of our counties that we cover, get in touch with us at 706-889-9700 and become a sports reporter for Team FYN Sports Today. We cover Murray County, Georgia, Pickens, Gilmer, Fannin, Union, Towns, White County, Lumpkin County, Dawson County, and Cherokee County, North Carolina, if you're around those areas or in those counties. And even if you're in high school, but you're wanting to be a sports reporter and be on the sideline the Friday nights and cover your county and your local team, get in touch with us, 706-889-9700. Okay, now, Joy Reid. Now, I brought this up, and we're going to move along, but Joy Reid, controversy from homophobic, I have the answer for you, Roseanne, homophobic blog post to hacking claim. Explained. All right? Now, last night, MSNBC did what they called everyday racism in America that you and I experience, okay? MSNBC host Joy Reid was accused of writing homophobic blog post. Reid first said she was hacked. Then she apologized. So, Roseanne, I know you've apologized, but you got to come out with the I was hacked. I was on Ambien, and my third, 75th cousin came over, and I think they hacked my computer, and Joy did it. Joy went from she was hacked to apologize. Now, I know you've already thrown out the apology, and you also have thrown out the Ambien, but Ambien didn't stick, by the way, so didn't work. You got to go with hacked. I mean, it seems to be the word of choice. I was hacked. Donna Brazile said, the DNC server was hacked. Hillary Clinton's server was hacked. Everybody got hacked. You got to go with that, Roseanne. I can clean this up for you. Joy said, I apologize. Joy Ann Reid on Saturday apologized for her past hurtful remarks about the LGBTQ people following the resurfacing of homophobic blog posts from her mid to late 2000s. But she also said that she doesn't believe she wrote the blog post, suggesting without evidence that they were the result of an elaborate, she wasn't just hacked, it was an elaborate scheme. Put up Joy with the Joy Luck Club. That's the Joy Luck Club there. Everyday racism in America. Okay, put that up there with the one white guy. That's how you'll find it. There's one white guy in the picture. Joy, I'm waiting for corporate now to give me the hook. Joy Reid on Saturday apologized for her past hurtful. The host of MSNBC's weekend show AM Joy has been under fire for newly uncovered blog posts on Reid. Let's see if we can get down to what they said. Adult gay men tend to be attracted to very young post-pubescent types. Does that make me homophobic? Probably. But see, Joy apologized. And as soon as she apologized, see, she's black. Black female. I mean, come on. Roseanne, you're white. What the hell? I mean, you can't do that. You're white, damn it. I mean, you're not catching on. White woman that says Trump, and really? No, it ain't going to work. You got to try this. This Joy is black. Yes, black woman, homophobic. She apologized. She was hacked. Move along. Nothing to see here, MSNBC. So she gets to be an authority figure on racism, everyday racism in America. So I could go all day on that, and we're going to leave that alone. I have a quick question. Don't want to get tied up much longer. Amanda, do you think that Roseanne should have been fired?
Well, considering that Wanda Sykes and everyone else at ABC has done much worse, no. I mean, it's okay for them to be racist. It's just, it's picking off. It's basically picking on white people.
So you think that the way I put it, let her show play, and if people don't click on it or watch it, then it goes off because people didn't watch it. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's already controversial out here on the left side anyway because of the fact that she likes Trump.
Okay, let's move on for that subject. We got an hour into it. Supreme Court, this is interesting because, let's take that picture down. The Supreme Court of Arkansas, the Supreme Court rejects challenge to Arkansas abortion law. Now, this is news that is not coming up anywhere, so I want to highlight this. Folks, now in Texas passed a law. Did you know Texas had a whorehouse in it? Anyhow, Texas passed, I can never say Texas without that. Why am I the bad guy? It's a movie. My God, Dolly Parton was in it. Burt Reynolds was in it. Who else was in that movie? Texas has a whorehouse in it. Lord have mercy on our soul. So, Texas passed a law last year, or 2015, that said that a physician that performed abortions had to have practicing credentials, I'll get it correct, at a hospital, had to have practicing credentials at a hospital. Let me see there, I get it right here. Admitting privileges. Okay, so when you go to a doctor, okay, and you're going to any doctor that you go to today, no matter where you're at in the physician world, physicians are supposed to have admitting privileges. What does that mean? You go down to your family doctor and the doctor says, I think we got to get you into a hospital. They have to have what's called admitting privileges into a hospital somewhere. Okay? And there's a whole list of requirements you have to meet to have admitting privileges. Now, could you be a doctor and not have admitting privileges? I guess you can. But you're supposed to have admitting privileges. That's what it's called. So Texas passed a law and said, hey, in 2015, that you had to have, if you're an abortion clinic and you are the doctor, it's supposed to be a doctor that provides does the abortion, okay, that you are to have admitting privileges. So if anything goes within 30 miles of the abortion clinic, okay? So that got really ugly because Planned Parenthood, Celia Roberts. Do you know who Celia Roberts is? She is Ann Roberts' daughter. Do you know who Ann Roberts' is? Ann Roberts is the former, and I do think, if you will check me out here on this, I just do it from memory, Ann Roberts is the last Democrat governor of Texas. Okay, Ann Roberts was Democrat governor of Texas, and I think George W. Bush beat her for governor in Texas. And she is the last time that Texas had, not a whorehouse in it, a Democrat for governor. Ann Roberts. That is Celia Roberts' mommy, okay, who is head of Planned Parenthood. All right, you remember the famous quote? George can't help it. He was born with a golden foot in his mouth. Remember that? At the Democrat convention. Why the hell do I remember this stuff? So, going right along here, Planned Parenthood sued because 30 miles, the state of Texas said, hey, you have to have admitting privileges if you perform an abortion, because if something goes wrong, there's certain rules that you have to get the mother to the hospital, or if the baby lives, okay, you got to get them to the hospital. So within 30 miles, well, that would have put the abortion clinics having to be not out in the middle of nowhere within 30 miles, and their doctors had to have admitting privileges, which they didn't want to, okay? They didn't want their doctors to have admitting privileges. Point being, the Supreme Court knocked it down, okay? But yesterday, the Supreme Court rejected the challenge of Arkansas's abortion law. The Supreme Court on Tuesday declined to hear a challenge to an Arkansas law that would impose restrictions on abortion pills, clearing the way for the measure to go into effect. So in Arkansas, this is going into effect. They cleared the way yesterday. They refused to hear it, okay? So this is going into effect in Arkansas. And I wonder, Georgia is supposed to be a conservative state, religious and conservative. As As is custom, the court did not provide an explanation to why it refused to hear the appeal brought by Planned Parenthood. Celia Roberts lost one on Arkansas. Planned Parenthood lost one here. Brought by Planned Parenthood, which warned that the law would make Arkansas the only state to effectively ban medication-induced abortions. Read that again. Arkansas, the only state to effectively ban medication-induced abortions. Now, what have I told you if you're out there and you're on the end abortion, Roe v. Wade must be overturned bandwagon? I told you Antonin Scalia said that former Justice, what was her name? I'll get it later. Had an opportunity to get Roe v. Wade back in the court for a decision to be overturned, and she passed it up. Okay? Passed it up. I'll get it after the break. And that Antonin Scalia says Roe v. Wade has to have something like this to push it back into the court to have a new decision on it. So I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of things that's gone on with the abortion law. The heartbeat bill, Iowa, okay, Kentucky, I think it was, Oklahoma, whatever, okay, the heartbeat bill. Now this one here. So abortion is something that I think we're going to see come before the Supreme Court in a different kind of way. Now, here we go. Planned Parenthood that warned that induced abortions, medication, there's a pill. The measure passed in 2015 imposed criminal penalties on doctors who provided medication-induced abortions unless they had signed contracts with a physician who has active admitting privileges in a hospital, right? Medication-induced abortions involve a combination of two pills, all right? Planned Parenthood said in 2014 alone, medicated abortions accounted for 45% of all abortions in the United States before 9 weeks gestation. Protecting the health and well-being of the woman and the unborn will always be a priority, Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge said Tuesday after the Supreme Court decision. We are a pro-life state and always will be as long as I'm Attorney General. Planned Parenthood has argued the law was strikingly similar to the measure in Texas that Supreme Court struck down in 2016. The law required doctors who performed abortions to have admitting privileges at a hospital within 30 miles, a requirement the court said constituted an undue burden on the abortion access. Okay? So 45% of the abortions, all abortions in the U.S. before 9 weeks, are attributed to medication-induced abortions. Guess what? Arkansas said no. Guess what? Supreme Court said we don't want to hear it. Guess what? It's gone into effect in Arkansas. Planned Parent loses one. We'll take a brief break. We're going to do another story when we come back. I want to go to another story and leave this one alone. I want to set something else up. I want to talk about Dodd-Frank whenever Amanda's ready. A lot of the news, they will not cover it. All you are hearing is Jeff Sessions morning, that he wouldn't take Donald Trump's phone calls, and Donald Trump was calling to fire him, and Reince Priebus stopped it, and he was really putting the pressure on Jeff Sessions to put himself back in to the Russian investigation and the Hillary investigation. That is what the morning is. No Dodd-Frank, no Arkansas, no Planned Parenthood. And Roseanne Barr, they're obviously looking at it a little different than your host here. I'm your host, BKP. That would be me. White guy. I'm the white guy in the room. Take us a break.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, My name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Okay, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show, and it is 9:12 a.m. That means we have 48 minutes left or close to it. That being said, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. I think it might rain. Oh, Lord, it's been raining. There's flash floods, so on and so forth, so I think it might rain tomorrow. But tomorrow's Thursday means it'll be time for Carla's Corner. Let me get a couple things. Now, there's another. Let me see on the Twitter deck. I'm having problems here. I told you my computer crashed, and so I'm using this little small computer slash. I don't see any tweets, so let me see what I got going on here. Trying to see if I can get something up here. Okay. Last night at the Nashville. Now put up President Trump there. He goes down to Nashville, okay? Trace Atkins opens up. The crowd is big in Nashville. I mean, it's a rainy day. It is packed. Have you ever noticed? Now, here's the thing. Now, I want to ask you guys a question, okay? Now, just stay with me, Trump supporters. I think most of you know out there that I have supported Donald J. Trump from the time he came down the escalator. With Melania, by the way. And Melania was wearing white. I'll never forget. So anyway, he came down the escalator. So don't attack me if I say something in any way that, I wonder if it gets into campaign season, if Trump's going to have to cut a new album. And what I mean by that, there is the red meat, and I'm good with that. And there are the up-to-date comments that he makes, and I'm good with that. But I'm wondering if, it's like Boston. Remember Boston did an album and then every album sounded the same way? I'm just saying, I'm wondering if Trump needs to cut a new album, but I don't know. He goes down to Tennessee, he does a great job last night. Okay, they're packed in there, they love him. But the only thing I don't want to have happen is I don't want to call the presidency of the United States a show, but I'm a little worried that by 2018 and then by 2020, I really don't want people saying, well, they've seen the show. Well, I don't know if I want to go down. I've already seen that show twice, all right? So just saying, just putting it out there. Trump slams Senate candidate Bredesen. Now, Bredesen is running against Marsha Blackwell, is her name Blackwell? And Marsha is trying to take the place of little Bobby Corker, okay? Now, little Bobby Corker, he was booed in the crowd. I mean, little Bobby Corker was in the back of the room, and they booed him. Oh, yeah. When Trump got up there and he said, I want to thank this one, and I want to thank that one, and I want to remember this one, and I want to remember that one, and it's good to be back in the state where Lamar Alexander. Now, Lamar Alexander, the senator from Tennessee, let's do the memory. Let's work from up here, okay? Because I don't take Ambien. Let's work from right here. Lamar Alexander wore the black and white, check-it flannel. Remember, red and black flannel. And how did Lamar Alexander campaign for governor of Tennessee? He walked across the state. Google it. Amanda, Google it. Google it right now, because I want to know, damn it, if I'm right. There's times and places and moments in space that I need to know. Right? Google Lamar Alexander walks across Tennessee campaigning. And just give me a yes or no. Now, if it's a yes, give me a resounding yes. Not like, yeah, you're right again. Okay? Give me, you're right, man. Like, every time I turn around, you're right. So tell me if I'm right. I love it. Anyhow, so Trump says last night, he says, I'm glad to be back in the city. See, Lamar Alexander was the governor of Tennessee, wore the red and black shirt, walked across Tennessee, campaigned door to door, walking across the state asking for your vote. And then, was all right? Let me just waller in it for a minute. Savor the moment. I'd rather waller in it. That's like an old pig. So anyhow, he's now the senator of Tennessee. And so Trump says, it's good to be here with Lamar Alexander. And they go, I don't know, we'll give him a little bit. He was governor. So it was a half-hearted I watched, right? Then he said, and also your senator, I'm saying, little Bobby Corker, Bob Corker. And they boo, we can't go with you on that one. So Trump had to go home last night. He had to get on Air Force One and say, I tried, Bobby. I tried, little Bobby Corker. So anyhow, Bredesen is he is. Trump played him down, but he is a former governor of Tennessee. So you got to remember now, he's former governor of Tennessee. Memphis and Nashville is very liberal, very liberal. Nashville's very liberal. I don't care. Home of country music. Trump said last night, he said, country music. Man, I love country music. Really, Donald? Really? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, Donald, just saying, guy out from, Queens loves his country music. So anyhow, Nashville's very liberal, whether you want to believe it or not. Very liberal city. Memphis is very liberal. So it's not a complete slam dunk for a Republican. It's not. Bredesen is a former governor of Tennessee, meaning he has won statewide elections. I think twice he won. All right, so he has name recognition. So this is not a slam dunk. But Bredesen did support Barack Hussein Obama, and Trump went for the throat last night. Look, he is a tool of Schumer and Pelosi. He is a tool. They're going to use him, period. All right? So if you pick him over Marsha Blackburn, all right, or Blackwell or whatever her name is, Blackburn or Blackwell, whatever. If you pick him over Marsha, he's a tool, all right? And he did support Hillary Clinton, so he did call him out, all right? But the best part last night, who would have thought that Nancy Pelosi is an animal lover, all right? Who would have thought it, okay? Because what has Donald Trump called MS-13? And he went into graphic detail last night. He said, you know what? Speaking of a boisterous rally speaking at a boisterous rally in Nashville, Mr. Trump criticized Democrat Phil Bredesen, a former two-term governor, I was right, as very liberal. He's an absolute total tool of Chuck Schumer and the MS 13 lover, Nancy Pelosi. Who would have thought Nancy was an animal lover? Because Trump keeps doubling down that they're animals, and they are. They are animals. They're not human, and that's what Trump said. Trump said, referring to the Democrat leader of the Senate and House, they don't want the wall. They want open borders. They're more interested in taking care of criminals than taking care of you. The president also slammed Bredesen for making campaign donations to Miss Clinton in 2016. Phil Bredesen supported her, and he supports her ideas, Mr. Trump said. He opposed the border wall. We've already started doing it, okay? So Mr. Trump goes down there, President Donald J. Trump, and he goes after him. Now, the other thing he says last night, there were so many things that he said that I really liked, finding out that Nancy Pelosi's an animal lover. Jay-Z, all right? So they're talking about from the top. Donald Trump does not let this opportunity pass. I don't know if my article will come up, but remember when Jay-Z was campaigning for Hillary, all right? So yesterday, there's this, everything goes to the top, okay? Everything is Donald Trump has created this atmosphere of hate. Donald Trump, with his Access Hollywood video, has created this atmosphere of hate, diminishing women, the value of women, nasty, vulgar, all the levels go to Donald Trump. But Trump says last night, he says, hey, Trump says Jay-Z's filthy campaign language made him look clean cut, because I watched this last night, all right? So Trump continued, sorry about my computer having a couple glitches here, but Trump talked about the filthy campaign language. I'm trying to look at something on CNN here. You don't have to pop up Anderson Cooper. That's the last thing I need right now. I mean, President Donald Trump hit Hillary Clinton and one of her campaign surrogates, Jay-Z, who he said filthy language that made him look clean cut by comparison. The only way she filled up an arena was to get Jay-Z, he said, to the booze, while recalling his 2016 victory at the campaign rally in Nashville. And his language was so filthy, it made me look clean cut. It made me look the most clean-cut human being on earth. It's true. Trump continued, he stands up there before the crowds, and by the way, without any musical instrument, I had much bigger crowds than he was drawing, but he stands up there before the crowds, and he'd use the F word, and Hillary would sit back. Oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, please, don't have him use that kind of language anymore. And then he refused, and then he finished, and everyone would leave, and she'd be standing up making a speech to 400 people. All right, 400 people. That's the only way she can get a crowd. Jay-Z with the F-bombs everywhere. Now, I got other stories I want to do, but Amanda, you wanted to talk about Dodd-Frank. I don't know if you're ready. I do know I said it last Friday on the show. I said, we talked a little bit about it, rolling back Dodd-Frank. That is not in the news, but go ahead if you're ready. If you're not, let me know. So you got an email Friday from Senator David Perdue's office? Oh, did you ask Dodd-Frank what the hell Dodd-Frank is? Let me explain it to your friends real quick. Dodd-Frank, a.k.a. also known as Chris Dodd, a drunk senator, a drunk senator from Connecticut that was involved with Ted Kennedy in a drunken rape of what they called a sandwich rape of a waitress one night. And he was a drunk, womanizing slob from Connecticut. All right, that is Chris Dodd, the slob of a senator that raped a woman, allegedly raped a woman, okay, one night out with drinks with Ted Kennedy. The other one is Barney Frank, which is gay Barney Frank, which had a gay boyfriend, obviously, or they wouldn't be gay, blah, blah, blah. And Barney Frank's boyfriend was using his apartment in Massachusetts, Representative Massachusetts. Barney Frank's boyfriend was using Barney Frank's apartment to run a gay whorehouse, I guess you would say, or gay men whores? I don't know what they are. But anyhow, they was running a gay whorehouse in Barney Frank's apartment, and when he got caught, and Barney Frank said, I didn't know anything was happening. I didn't know it. So that's Dodd-Frank. I just wanted to let them know who Dodd-Frank is. And then we went on to say we need to entrust the entire financial system of the country to these two men. Take it away. Take it away. Sorry. I didn't mean to get too involved in your story.
No, I mean, yeah, basically. So that is Senator Dodd and Senator Frank. Okay, so, but on the other hand, I'm going to let Fox Business take away some of the regulations because on my standpoint, where it comes in a lot of importance is the way that they were regulating these mortgages. Like, and everyone knows that whenever you go out and try to get a mortgage right now, you're required like crazy 2 years of employment at the same place. You're required also with, they want you to have like a income and home ownership ratio. And that's fine. And it does prevent a lot of debt, but you know, life happens. And as an American, you're in a sense entitled to debt. You know, you were entitled to that. But the ratios were so restricted to the point where they want you to be making at least 4 times over what your actual mortgage was. And for people our age, that's just senseless. No one out here is making 6 figures at, you know, in their mid and late 20s. It just doesn't make any sense. But here is a Fox Business video explaining a little bit what releasing the bipartisan bill is going to be like.
Campaign promise after the president vowed to, quote, do a big number on the Dodd-Frank Act. House lawmakers have voted in favor of a bipartisan Senate bill easing financial regulations signed into law by President Obama back in 2010. Senior White House officials say that they hope to get the bill to the president's desk by Memorial Day. Joining me right now is House Financial Services Committee Chairman, Texas Congressman Jeb Hensarling. Congressman Hensarling, good to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, good morning. Thanks for having me, Maria.
What will change under this new legislation?
Well, what's going to happen is there's going to be a whole lot more banks that will be able to make credit more available and less expensive because they are no longer suffering under the weight, load, complexity, and cost of the Dodd-Frank onslaught. So it's principally based to help a lot of regional banks and community banks and credit unions. But these are the financial institutions that tend to capitalize our entrepreneurs, our small businesses. And so it's a really big deal. It's the most pro-growth banking bill in probably a generation. I think you'd have to go back to 1999 to the signing of Graham Leach Bliley to find something comparable. So kudos to the United States Senate. As a House guy, we're always happy to see them do anything. It wasn't quite as robust as I had hoped, but again, my counterpart in the Senate, Chairman Crapo, deserves great accolades for the work to bring it over, and what we're hoping
All right, I appreciate that video, and I'll tell you why. Because I got caught in the middle. Come back on there. I'm talking to you. There you go. Where'd you go? There you are.
I was in my cave.
Okay, you're in your cave, but I was caught in the middle of the financial collapse in 2008, 9, and 10. And at that time, when you would go in and talk to bankers about trying to adjust or rework a loan or or anything financial, they would literally hold their hand up to the side of the desk, okay, and say, that's how tall the regulations are. Okay, that's how tall the regulations are. And if you would go in, and I'm just going to give you this because I don't know if you pay attention, but if you would go in and if you go in and you're making deposits in your deposit bag for your store or whatever on a daily basis, you may not pay attention to this. But if you go in to talk to your banker, if you're a builder and you've got mortgages or you've got credit lines or you've got, you're building spec houses, whatever, and you've got money that you're borrowing to build, whatever the case may be, in a lot of these banks in the last 10 years, Amanda, there was a front office that was empty. You would come in and there would be one office always empty. And you thought to yourself, well, how come there's people working in the others, but this one is empty? That office belonged to the bank regulator from the FDIC, okay? Or I'm going to say FDIC, the feds, okay? That office belonged to the feds. That office was there because the feds come in and they reviewed everything, okay? Your bank was red flag. If you were 61 days on a payment, your bank, the federal government got a flag along with you. They would come in with their list of flags, okay? And there would be times, and I'm telling you, this is years ago. Well, not years ago, but this is years ago in 2010 and 11 when, and you'd have the bank call you up and say, it's being taken out of my hands. Well, you say, well, whoa, Mr. So-and-so, we've been friends for years. We've known each other for years. Come on, I need another week. Well, you got to understand, it's getting taken out of my hands. The reason it's getting taken out of their hands is because it was getting flagged and it was sent to the government and the government was coming in. So I'm just saying, Dodd-Frank really put the screws down on the banking industry. I think you may see community banks again. Now, I don't know if they want to open it up enough to allow more community banks to open, but you may see some banks start to open in your community and no longer just a handful of big monster banks. That's very good, Amanda. I appreciate you bringing up Dodd-Frank. Do you have anything else on your list?
I don't. I sent you some ideas, but I'll pop in if we get some time.
Okay, Dodd-Frank, I am glad. Promises made, promises kept by the United States of America's president. He has your back. Thank you.
I do want to add in, if you are, because of course you know about this and your age, you guys were there and active, and we were still pretty young around the market crash, my age. Definitely look into this because this is a bit, especially when it comes to real estate or investing, stocks, anything that has to do with, your security and your financial future. This is a big day for people my age. This is a really big day in time.
Well, I hope they understand that, and I appreciate it. Let me go with this before I forget, because we are pushing up at 9:33. The governor of Georgia, and we have a couple more national things we want to talk about before we close today. But the governor's race in Georgia is now in a runoff, okay? And they're starting to spar, okay? The Memorial Day. What happens is we have the primary election. It happens right before Memorial Day, and if there's a runoff, you have candidates. Now, this is my opinion, and I think I'm right on this. You have candidates that don't want to start negative or spar or shoot the first arrow of anything nasty, might I say, before Memorial Day. Okay, it's Memorial Day weekend. So for the most part, after that Tuesday going into the weekend, candidates most of the time will say they look forward to the runoff and they look forward to meeting with voters and asking for their votes, and it's all pretty nice. But Memorial Day's over, we're back to work, and Casey Cagle comes out with firing at Brian Kemp. Now, I think, and I cannot tell you, No, I can't. This is going to bother you. I think I figured out, I have a suspicion of why now Casey Cagle wants to run against Brian Kemp. I have a sneaking, you ever say, I have a sneaking suspicion I know why. All right? That being said, let's say this. Let me go just a little closer to the edge of this. I have a sneaking suspicion on why Casey Cagle wants to run against Brian Kemp and what would not have worked against Hunter Hill. I know what you're saying. Well, you said this before already. Why are you holding back today? Because it's not what you think. Anyhow, Casey Cagle, they release an ad. Now, I am going to be suspect of everything they do. Now, voters, don't get upset. If you're in the Cagle camp, don't get upset. If you're in the Brian Kemp camp, don't get upset. I will be suspicious of every move they make, and I will watch for what their ulterior motive is. Yes, everyone. And it's not bad. It's politics, baby. And it's politics, and this is what they do. So there's a reason why. They get in these rooms. I like to think of them as smoke-filled rooms, and they're passing out good cigars and not cheap ones that I'm used to. But anyhow, they get in these rooms, and they strategize. And they come up with strategery, as George W. Bush said. And their strategery is their next move. And where will it land? Where will it hit? And they always fire something and see what the whoosh, spider web pulls in. So there are major mistakes in campaigns. But there's no mistaking they're attempting to land something for a reason. So yesterday we get the email, as we're on the email list, and it starts going around that Nita Cagle, which is Casey Cagle's wife, Nita Cagle did a commercial, and she did a very nice commercial talking about her and her husband. And it's just was, I don't want to think the word, it was very nice commercial. But it was like, why did you do that commercial? Why was that necessary now? Did a focus group say Casey needs to appeal to women? Did a focus group say, did you have polling that said Casey needs to appeal to families? Did you have polling that said Casey's wife needs to, put out he's a Christian? Because the first time you met him was at a fellowship Christian athlete event, if that's what the name is. So I'm wondering right now why the Nita Cagle commercial. I'm wondering why was that timed out. But yesterday, remember now, we have a 9-week runoff. And let me get to the point here, because that's what I get accused of. We have a 9-week runoff in Georgia. Now, you may remember we used to have a 3-week. Okay? You go to the primary, you didn't get, Georgia is a 50 plus 1. You got to win 50% of the vote plus 1 vote to get in. So Georgia used to have a 3-week runoff, and you have 3 weeks after the election, 3 weeks, go vote again, and boom, whoever that was is the nominee. Now Casey Cagle is going after Brian Kemp as Secretary of State. As Secretary of State, this article comes from Greg Bluestein of the AJC, and they will highlight anything they can as a good Republican scrap to make Stacey Abrams look good. But Lieutenant Governor Casey Cagle and Secretary Brian Kemp have scrapped over gun rights, immigration crackdown, and candidate for governor is most effective conservative. Now they are adding blame to the state 9-week runoff, okay? It used to be 3 weeks. Now there's 9 weeks in this runoff. And Casey Cagle comes out and he attacks. For Georgia law requires runoffs just 3 weeks after the initial election if no candidate won for decades. My apology. For decades, Georgia law required a runoffs 3 weeks after the initial election if no candidate won more than 50% of the vote. But a federal judge in 2013, see, Brian Kemp is Secretary of State, okay? In 2013, found Georgia didn't give Americans living abroad enough time to mail in their ballots, led to the current 9-week marathon, okay? So, this is a federal law. Georgia used to have 3-week runoffs, then it was brought up and said, hey, people living abroad, okay? All right, 9-week marathon. The prospect of a drawn out July 24th GOP runoff between Cagle and Kemp, while Democrat Stacey Abrams works to unify her party and focus on the November vote, and unnerved many Republicans, which is likely why Cagle invoked the issue in one of his sharpest post-primary attacks on Cagle. On Kemp. This is what Cagle said. For all the voters horrified at the thought of 9 more weeks of politics, you could thank Brian Kemp's office for bungling the federal court case that forced these long runoffs on the state, said Cagle, who finished with 39% of the vote. So he's blaming Brian Kemp as Secretary of State for the federal government enforcing a law on the federal government books. He said Brian Kemp bungled it, okay? Well, you decide. The election schedule became a problem for Georgia in 2012 after the U.S. Department of Justice filed a federal lawsuit. The U.S. Department of Justice filed a federal lawsuit taking issue with the state's practice of holding runoffs 3 weeks after the election. It based its complaint on the country's Uniformed and Overseas Citizen Absentee Voting Act of 1986, which established a 45-day window for overseas voters to return their ballots. A judge agreed with the Justice Department and ordered to extend the voting schedule. The law says, okay, the Voting Act of 1986 says that overseas Americans have 45-day window to get their ballots in to where they can be counted. Georgia's 3-week runoff schedule did not allow that. That led to an overhaul of the 2013, shifted the next year primary from July to May. We used to have the primary in July. When we had it in July, if there was a runoff, okay, Georgia, then it was 3 weeks and on to the races. But we switched it back to May because we needed the 9 weeks to get us into July for the general election, making it the earliest Georgia primary vote in recent history. Governor Nathan Deal, House Speaker David Ralston, and Cagle all agreed to the move, saying it would bring more robust turnout. Lawmakers approved a similar calendar for this cycle. So Casey Cagle says Brian Kemp bungled it, but when they moved the primary date, Casey Cagle, David Ralston, and Nathan Deal are the ones that said it was a good idea to move it. In response to Cagle's charges, Kemp highlighted that sense of consensus around the timing, okay? Here is Brian Kemp's comment. It's no surprise that career politician Casey Cagle is attacking the runoff calendar championed by Governor Deal, he said. He spent $8 million and dropped dramatically in the polls. The more people see of Cagle, the less they like. His quarter century in politics ends in 9 weeks. So, my opinion, Casey Cagle, I don't know if that shot landed, knowing that we would be able to check the facts of the 45-day law in the Absentee Voting Act of 1986. I don't know if that landed, knowing we could check the facts that Nathan Deal, David Ralston, and yourself agreed to pushing the primary back, knowing you needed 9 weeks for a runoff. So I don't know if I can agree with that, but nice attempt. The sparring has started, and we will watch for every motive they have while they're trying to run against Stacey Abrams, which the media loves. Take a break. We have 2 more stories I want to set up when we come back.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Folks, the head guy over there in North Korea, little Kim Jong-un's counterpart, is meeting with Mike Pompeo today. Actually, yesterday, if you'll read some of the articles that are out there, we continue to talk advanced team. Okay, Kim Jong-un is sending a guy's coming over. And the guy's going to go back. They do not have a history of diplomatic meetings, diplomatic relations with countries. They are not at the G7, G10, jihas that they have. They're not there. So there is, and we have said this over and over, okay? There is absolutely too much being made out of these meetings because we are meeting with a very dark, backward, undeveloped regime. They have a guy. Do you think Mike Pompeo has flown to North Korea via commercial airways? Or he's had to go to China and ask China to lend them a flight to New York? No. So North Korea, they're working with them. It's going to take some time, folks. It's going to flat out take some time. All right. Now, the President of the United States has hit the Twitter deck. We've been waiting an hour ago. So 1 hour ago, let's see what all he has put out, the President of the United States. An hour ago, President Donald J. Trump. Representative Trey Gowdy, I don't think so. I think what President is doing is expressing frustration that Attorney General Sessions should have shared the reasons for recusal before he took the job, not afterwards. If I were the president and I picked someone to be the country's chief law enforcement officer and they told me later, oh, by the way, I'm not going to be able to participate in the most important case in the office, I would be frustrated too, and that's how I read it. Senator Sessions, why didn't you tell me before I picked you? Okay? That is from Jeff, let's see, that was Trey Gowdy this morning. There are lots of really good lawyers in the country, and he could have picked someone else, and I wish he did. My understanding, that's Trey Gowdy said that, and the president tweeted it out. It is Jeff Sessions Day, and everybody is on the Jeff Sessions bandwagon, but us. I mean, not on his bandwagon. That's the news of the day, and we're tired of hearing it because the president said yesterday he has to focus his energy on North Korea, trade deals. He said last night he went back after Crooked Hillary. He went back after how bad the deal was with NAFTA. He has got a full plate and he's working on it every day. Here's something, because we have Dave Garner instant replay coming up. I got about 3 minutes. This is an interesting story I want to get into today. Police over 20 explosions caused mysterious booms reported in Bucks and Lehigh County. Now, I know where Lehigh County is. Bucks and Lehigh County, all right? A joint investigation into the mysterious booms rattling the communities of Bucks and Lehigh counties, these are in Pennsylvania, reveals the cause to be explosions according to police. They're explosions, all right? They're mysterious. Authorities said Tuesday that more than 20 explosions during the early morning hours are the reason for the booms happening in the area since April 2nd. Police also say they still working on with the federal law enforcement to uncover the sources and culprit behind the explosions. 20 explosions since April 2nd, unidentified, in Bucks and Lehigh County, Pennsylvania. Okay, I want to get more into that for tomorrow. Kim Kardashian to meet with the president to plead for great granny's pardon. So now, what say you? Should Kim Kardashian, Trump's got time to meet with Kim Kardashian. She's going to make a plea, all right, for her great granny's pardon. And maybe Kanye had something to do with this. So that's happening today. Kim Kardashian going up there wants Granny. She wants to free Granny. I mean, how can you go? Now, here's the one, Melania. I'm not getting to the April Ryan story today. We will tomorrow, okay, I promise. White House silence on Melania strokes conspiracy theories. There's a lot of conspiracy theories. Melania goes into the hospital for a minor procedure, an illness, okay, and that's the last time we see her. Okay, conspiracy theories are going wild. The First Lady hasn't been seen in public since her release from the hospital after a routine procedure. Here's some of the conspiracy theories that are out there. She left the White House and moved back to New York City. She's cooperating with special counsel Robert Mueller. That's one of the conspiracies. She's holed up with the Obamas working on a tell-all book about her husband unless she had a secret nip and tuck in which she's just healing from. Okay? During the 2 weeks since Melania Trump returned to the White House following what it was described as a relatively minor surgery, a period during which she has been absent from ceremony events like the Memorial Day wreath laying at Arlington National Cemetery, conspiracy theories have flooded in to fill the void. Information about the First Lady's health and well-being. The White House has released almost no information about the Trump's condition since May 14th, when a spokeswoman said the First Lady was undergoing routine procedure at Walter Reed National Military Center treat to a kidney condition. All right, so that's the conspiracy theory out there on Melania. It's always something. North Korea is coming to town to meet a guy with Mike Pompeo, denuclearizing. Maybe here's what happened. Maybe we should denuclearize Roseanne Barr. That's what we should do. I'm your host, BKP. It is now time for Dave Gardner's Sports Show Instant Replay. Don't miss it. Right after these messages, stay live here. Instant Replay with Dave Gardner. And tomorrow at 8:30, Carla's Corner. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. You have a nice day. Little rain. Don't let it bother you. See you in the a.m.
And a good morning, everyone. It is time for episode number 6 of the Instant Replay. Hello, everyone. Dave Gardner with you right here on FYNTV.com, and this is the Instant Replay. It is the fastest moving hour and the only hour of nonstop sports talk online live in North Georgia. And we are glad to have you with us on a new day and a new time, but just for this week. Next week, the show will return in its normal time slot. Mondays live from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. immediately following BKP and Good Morning from the Office. But Memorial Day weekend yesterday was a day off for a lot of you and for us as well. But we still wanted to get a show on the air this week, and so that's why we're coming to you today on Tuesday. We did have to shift the time, so we do apologize for that. But the show will air the next couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday right here. So if you're watching Wednesday and Thursday, you're indeed watching an encore replay. However, if you are watching on Tuesday, what's today? Is today the 29th or 30th? I believe it's the 30th, actually. It's the 29th. Okay, so good. So I don't even know what date it is anymore. Such a lot, Memorial Day weekend comes and goes. We had all the graduations Friday and Saturday. So today, if you're watching on the 29th, and you indeed are watching this program live right now on FYNTV.com. This is the Instant Replay, as I said, and we are highlighting and promoting student athletes in a positive way. And if it happens in North Georgia, we're all over it. And speaking of, we've got our man with us, Luther Kinsey, behind the glass today, along with Amanda Evans, our producer. How you guys doing? How was that the long weekend? I know you guys enjoyed it. Amanda, your rare day off yesterday. So
I know. It wasn't long enough.
Man, it never is. It never is. Did y'all get any lake time? Any time in the water this weekend anywhere?
Me and you were on Allatoona on the same day.
I saw that.
I know.
I was looking at your pictures. I was like, wait a minute.
I know.
And you didn't even hit me up. You didn't even message me or anything. No,
I know.
I'm just
teasing.
But yeah,
were down there, and I was like, I didn't see them. man.
I know. I saw that. I saw that later on in the evening. I think after I got home or late, I was like, "Wow!" Now, of course, you're down that way a little bit, and I've got friends down that way. I grew up on Lake Allatoona, so that's like my home lake. So I was very much at home over the weekend for sure. So, Luther, how about you? What did you pull together?
Well, after a late Friday night and early Saturday morning of graduation coverage, the only water I enjoyed was the rain falling from the sky.
Absolutely. And we may have a lot more of that this week, too, with all the tropical depressions and storms and hurricanes or what have you. So hopefully things will be well. I had a text from a friend earlier this morning down in Florida, and they said the weather was actually pretty nice down there right now. So you know how those storms, they kind of skirt and they move around. And you were telling me, Luther, too, I guess Friday night, Fannin County graduation, and Storm kind of did the same thing, just kind of moved around the area a little bit. So
it twisted all around Fannin County High School, and it would come to us and then dissipate. But about probably 15 to 20 miles west, I didn't see it move on the radar for 2 hours. It just they had to get a lot of rain. And speaking of a lot of rain and tropical depressions, Alabama, the center of this tropical depression was coming up through Birmingham, and they were projected, from what I was told, 10 to 12 inches of rain. Because it wasn't a fast mover at all. It was not a fast mover.
Well, so that's what happens a lot.
I'm going to say a little prayer for those, because that's a lot of rain.
That is a lot of rain. Well, that's what happens with storms. They get in an area and they stall. They just rotate in the same area, and that's why. And we've had that happen here over the years. I mean, I've remembered the days when the Gilmer County Rec Department was underwater, from the way the rivers kind of come into LJ, and all that. So yeah, we definitely want to keep those folks in mind. Anyone in the path of any storms for sure, especially the potential for flooding. But we're looking forward to a great show here today. As always, you can call us. Our number is 706-889-9700. You can also email us with any information you have about local sports. And we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a moment. But Team FYN Sports at FetcherNews.com. I ran into a guy, and speaking of graduations and things, I had the opportunity last week to present American History Awards on behalf of the company that I work for, Woodman Life, and we recognize fifth grade students across the country every year, and presented an award to a young man named Philip Jacks at Harmony Elementary School in Pickens County, and got to talking to his dad afterwards, and his dad was telling me that Philip is actually a very good, accomplished wrestler for a traveling club wrestling team, and he placed in the state, may have even won state in a couple of the different events. There's three styles, of course, of wrestling. You have Greco-Roman, traditional, and freestyle, and also let's see, what you got: Greco-Roman, you've got freestyle, and then you had what I'm trying to think. There's the other one. Anyway, my wrestling folks have to bail me out on that. Drawing a blank this morning, but anyway, this young man is very accomplished in all three of those styles. Folk style, that's the other one. And but anyway, it got me to thinking, and I said, I'm going to mention this on my show. So the invitation is out there, folks. If you have children or grandchildren or siblings that are playing ball, even if they're in the fifth grade, it's not just about high school sports. We want to get that information out there. Folks like young Philip Jacks are excelling not only in the classroom, but on the field or on the mat or on the track or court or wherever it may be. And so we want to hear from you guys. Let us know how your kids and your grandkids are doing right here by emailing that information to us at teamfynsports@FetcherNews.com. All right, we've got an exciting hour planned here. We're already into it. So, man, we've got a lot of stuff to share with you, a lot of high school news. But I want to start last night. Did you guys catch the Game 7s over the last couple of days of the NBA playoffs? Last night, Golden State able to defeat Houston. Both the Cavs and Warriors going to do it again for the fourth straight time. Both of those teams having to go on the road in their respective Game 7s and win. Of course, the Warriors over the Rockets last night. The other night, the Cavs, of course, over the Celtics. What a series, though. I mean, both series just crazy. A lot of folks have criticized it, saying the games weren't really all that competitive, but you could tell in those Game 7s, those guys were putting it on the line there, no doubt about it. I don't know if you guys and they're caught any of it. I know, Amanda, you're a huge NBA fan, just unbelievable. Houston, get this though, the Rockets missed 27 three-pointers in a row at one point last night. 27 missed three-point shots in a row by the Rockets. The game ended up being an 11, 12-point game. If the Rockets would have hit, I don't know, 20%, if that, they'd have won that game. They'd have been headed to the finals. But nonetheless, you're on your home floor in Game 7. Sometimes the pressure gets to you a little bit, so it's just one of those things. Warriors and Cavs, though, going at it starting, I believe, Thursday this week in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Going to be a lot of fun.
Go Warriors.
Yeah, there you go. My kids, I don't know what it is. They're just, a lot of folks call them bandwagon fans. I always give them a hard time, but they love the Warriors, man. They have for a while, but they didn't grow up really watching basketball. But since they've started watching, it's been Steph Curry. It's been those guys that they've followed ever since. So we'll have to see what happens there. LeBron, another final. So we'll see how it goes. Let's switch gears, talk about high school football for a moment. June 4th conditioning is the date set for a lot of our high school teams as far as the off-season is concerned. And one of the things that we talked about over the last couple of weeks was what we're going to do right here is we're going to kind of pick a team and kind of go down through their schedule. And Luther, I want you to chime in here as well, because this is something that we've talked a lot about as we now kind of lay the table, the foundation, I guess, moving forward through the summer workouts leading up to the official kickoff. And I know that you had the opportunity. We talked to RJ last week about the things going on down in Pickens County. Very excited about this high school football season, as I know a lot of you are. How about let's talk about Gilmer this week? Okay, obviously the Bobcats last couple years have had a tough season. They played a scrimmage game a few weeks back against Coahulla Creek. They're going to open up the season on the 17th of August against Fannin, the traditional opener there. And I wanted to kind of go through and break down their schedule a little bit. Luther, Gilmer Fannin opening week, always a great game anytime you have a Highway 515 rivalry. But I know that you've had a chance to talk to folks around the area and so forth. What's the feeling with Gilmer? I mean, as far as where this program's headed, is this program headed in the right direction? I know that obviously Coach Wingard is kind of came into a very tough situation, and he's doing a good job, rallying these guys together. What have you heard coming out of the Gilmer camp lately?
Well, before the spring game, in their off season, it was basically the same it's been for the last couple of years. It's like, well, what are we going to do? We need to do something. Can we finally get it together?
Right.
After the spring game, I'm hearing a lot more positive attitudes. As we spoke in last week's show, talking about the 0-0 tie with Coahulla Creek and wondering if they actually kept the score or not. They did. They actually kept the score, and the defense ruled the game for both teams. Both teams. Parents and just general fans of the Bobcats are telling me that the defense looks really good early in the spring, and they're hoping it continues. And the attitudes are very positive, very positive. They're hoping that got a few seasons under the belt with Coach Wingard, and everybody's going to really gel with some of the upcoming freshmen and everything that are looking really good. And they're positive and looking forward to hopefully a good season.
There you go. We talk about going down Gilmer's schedule a little bit. Obviously, the big game, Fannin, of course, that first week on the 17th. Pickens, September 21st this year in Jasper on the new turf at Dragon Stadium. But sandwiched in between those Highway 515 matchups is a pretty tough non-region schedule for Gilmer, and a couple of teams that they have not played in a while. Lumpkin County on September the 7th. Before that, though, a week after Fannin in week 2 on August 24th, the Bobcats are scheduled to be on the road over at Rabun County. And as a lot of folks know, Rabun County played for the state championship last year, in 2A. And I mean, obviously, that's a big non-region opponent right off the bat. So the Bobcats are certainly going to be tested. And then got Gordon Central after that. And then Lumpkin is the non-region slate before they play Pickens, which basically opens up their region games. And then, of course, after that, Southeast, Whitfield Heritage, Northwest Whitfield, Ridgeland, Lafayette. What do you think of that schedule, Luther? I mean, how do you feel like it stacks up? And scheduling folks like Rabun, Gordon Central, do you think that was an effort? And we'll have Coach Wingard on at some point, but do you think it was an effort maybe by this coaching staff to kind of, let these guys go outside the area, see some different kind of competition, maybe get them even more prepared possibly for the region schedule?
I do. 99% of your sports across the board, you play to the level of your competition. And Gordon Central and, of course, Rabun County, that's a big test. And lumping's not an easy task either.
No, not at all.
They're really fast. That new wing tee offense. I mean, it's going to be. I'm sorry, not wing tee, wishbone offense. They're going to be a tough opponent for Gilmer.
Yeah.
The whole schedule sets up really tough. I'm thankful that I'm not the coach. It's every team on that schedule is very hard to prepare for. Rabun, I'm not going to say it's a guaranteed loss. If it was, they wouldn't need to play the game. But it's going to see what Gilmer has early.
Absolutely.
Very, very early.
Absolutely,
and, Of course, David Smith, it's my understanding he's going to be back at quarterback this year again. Good feet, good arm, pretty accurate. Just hope the receivers can, get their hands in shape and ready for it, because you're probably going to need to pass a lot to score a lot.
Sure.
Against, especially the first 4 games.
Absolutely. We want to hear from you guys as well. If you want to chime in and talk about any of your teams, let us know. 706-889-9700. We want this to be interactive, and you can also email your comments to teamfynsports@fetchernews.com. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. We're going to continue this discussion throughout the summer about all of our local area programs, break down their schedules, talk about them. So it's not like we're done with Gilmer for the summer by any means. We're going to circle back around to that, but we will talk about that a little bit more later on. Coming up in our next segment, it is time for taking it to the next level. That's right, several local area student athletes making their college choices known. We're going to talk about some state golf, and a little bit later on the show, changing of the guard, some coaching news to pass along, all that much more still straight ahead on this week's edition of the Instant Replay. Stay with us.
Life is filled with moments, some monumental, some mere seconds. Moments we often take for granted as we worry and anticipate all the moments to come. At Woodman Life, we help ease that worry with our affordable insurance and retirement products. We work to protect financial security, community pride, patriotism, and peace of mind so that you can protect the moments that matter most.
Here's to 60 years of Pizza Hut, to original pan, to stuffed crust, and to the best of both. The new double cheesy crust pan pizza with stuffed crust cheese baked just inside the golden edge of original pan. Here for a limited time. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World. In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's T-E-A-S. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Days ahead.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And welcome back to the Instant Replay. Again, I'm your host, Dave Garner. Luther Kinsey behind the glass here today, along with Amanda Evans, our producer, and the rest of our crew. Again, our email is teamfynsports@fetronews.com. And this is the program right here that highlights and promotes student athletes in a positive way. And we appreciate you guys for joining us for another episode here. We hope you all had a wonderful Memorial Day holiday. And we certainly want to send thoughts, prayers to all the folks in our military. Again, very special. I hope that everyone took time out to think about that. Obviously, the reason for the holiday there in the first place, and we certainly appreciate all of what our military folks, our first responders, our police officers, our firefighters, all the folks out there that are keeping us safe, working around the clock. We certainly do want to give thanks, definitely, and certainly hope that everyone had a fun and safe Memorial Day. Time now as we enter the second segment for our Taking It to the Next Level. And this is where we highlight student athletes and those who are making their college choices known, those who will be furthering their academic and athletic careers to the next level. And we've got a few more to tell you about this week, and this is awesome. This is always, Luther, always one of my funnest segments, one of our best segments, to be able to see these student athletes that we followed, a lot of them since they were, middle school and even beyond that, being able to go through high school and have that opportunity to move on. And we've got a few this week. Cole Wright is the first one we'll start with. And Cole signed a letter of intent to play football for Army and to attend West Point. Again, listed as a possible wide receiver. Wright's accomplishments over the last 2 years as a quarterback for the Panthers have just been phenomenal. And, when you talk about Union County, they've had a good long line of quarterback play over the last, 5, 6, 7 years or so. Guys moving on there. And Cole Wright is just the next in line of skill position players, if you will, guys to move on from Union County. 2016 7 AAA Player of the Year, honorable mention in 2016 and 17, first team All-Region in 2017, compiled 7,000 yards of total offense and over 70 touchdowns just in the last 2 years. So very deserving. There were a lot of other schools in the running for Cole's ability. Kennesaw State, Furman, Georgia Tech, even looking at him. And so, but Cole Wright again headed to Army and to West Point. And man, just can't say enough about that kid. And we'll circle back around. We'll get Luther's comments too in a minute. Lizzie Howitt, we talked a little bit about some of these last week, but Lizzie did sign to play ball for ABAC down in Tifton, Georgia, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, and she's going to major in pre-vet studies and plans to continue to a full vet degree in the future. So again, Lizzie just doing an amazing job at Pickens High School, and she's headed to the next level. Also, a Dawson County High School athlete has done something that's never been done before. A very young volleyball program in Dawson County, as we all know. 2 years ago, Katie Brady, all right, was very instrumental in getting this program off the ground in Dawson County. It's only been around a couple years, and she has signed a scholarship to play volleyball for Reinhardt over in Waleska. Congratulations to Katie. That's a big deal. Anytime you're the first athlete, from your school to kind of sign that sports scholarship. We saw it with Grace Henderson this year for Gilmer with soccer, becoming the first Gilmer soccer, signee. And now you've got Katie Brady who's signing to play volleyball. That's always an awesome thing. And Luther, I want to bring you in because you're the one that went and, you've covered these and talked about them and everything. I want to get your thoughts. Cole Wright, Lizzie Howitt, and Katie Brady, all three of those are the ones we're focusing on this week. But congratulations to those three outstanding student athletes.
Yeah, no doubt. Cole, just an amazing young man, and of course, he wants to possibly study aerospace engineering. So, everyone says that the quarterback is the brain of the offense. He's the brain in the classroom as well.
Right, yeah.
Great young man, very, very excited. Anyone that goes on to the military academy for any reason has my vote, has my just total praise. I'm super proud. Thank him for what he's about to do, in his, not only his football career at West Point, but beyond in the military. That's just Cole Wright, thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
Katie being the first one for volleyball from Dawson and being instrumental in getting the program together is amazing. Her coach said that she's selfless.
Right.
She's all about her teammates and other people getting the glory. She has empathy for everyone. Her personality is amazing, and she said it was a coach's dream to have all those attributes just wrapped up in one athlete.
Absolutely, yeah. Tanya Porter, her coach, was very complimentary, no doubt, of Katie. So it's always great, like I said, Lou, this is one of our segments. And there's also another piece of information, too, and you and I were talking about it. How about William Howington? And I'll let you kind of elaborate a little bit more on this, but former wrestling coach of the Dawson County Tigers, keeping it in Dawson County for a moment, recently inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. I mean, what an honor right there for William Howington. Again, Coach Howington getting that, speaking of taking it to the next level, we also not only recognize our student athletes, but also our coaches and their achievements as well moving forward.
Yeah, Mr. Howington, he started out at Jefferson High School back in the 70s and put his name to the wrestling, foreseen or the history to come. He lettered in wrestling. He lettered in football. After Jefferson, went on the University of Georgia. While he's at University of Georgia, he started officiating wrestling. 45 years later, he still hits the mats to wrestle. To officiate high school wrestling.
Right, yeah. That's
and
amazing.
To be put in the Hall of Fame. As you can see, there's a picture on the screen. William Howington is standing up in the center there. Great accomplishment. Everyone dreams in everything. Myself, as umpiring for many, many years, would just dream of what's the ultimate goal I could reach, and Hall of Fame would be it.
Right.
That's when your peers recognize what you've accomplished and that you're good at what you did.
Right.
So that is the utmost respect that anyone can give him, is inducting him in the Hall of Fame. The other 6 gentlemen there in the picture with him are also from Georgia. Do not have their names, but of course William Howington, being local, wanted to highlight him and say congratulations for the great honor.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that is our, taking it to the next level segment. Congratulations to Coach Howington, who has been quite an official over the last 45 years or so now, as we talked about making it and being inducted into the National Wrestling Hall of Fame. And certainly congratulations to him and all of our student athletes who are indeed taking it to the next level. A couple little tidbits right here before we move into the next segment. Catherine Dinsmore, we've talked a lot about Catherine Dinsmore as we move to golf, and the estate golf tournament, of course, wrapping up. And Catherine from Pickens High School would finish 12th overall at the GHSA State Tournament last week. The 4A ladies played at Innsbruck up in Helen, and the tournament play was suspended after bad weather on the second day. But this was Catherine's third consecutive state appearance. So congratulations to Catherine Dinsmore, third time in a row at state. Just a great honor for her. And staying with golf too, real quick, Blitz Sports has released the nominees for Golfer of the Year in the state of Georgia. On the boys' side, we've got some local ones, and on the girls as well. Andrew Rainey of Lumpkin, Jacob Adams of White, Grayson Blocker of Union, and Jeremiah Crumley of Dawson County. And on the girls' side, nominees include Carolyn Craig of White, Katie Craig of White, Allison Horinek of Union County, and Isabel Davenport of Lumpkin, and also Sydney Morgan of Dawson County. So a lot of local area golfers along our Highway 515 area being recognized and nominated as the Blitz Sports Golfer of the Year, High School Golfer of the Year in the state of Georgia. So again, Luther, again, thanks for this information. Luther Kinsey, the man behind the scenes, digging all this stuff up for us. And I tell you what, man, it's awesome to have that kind of representation, at any level, at any sport, but especially here in the North Georgia mountains, to have that many athletes in any sport recognized for an honor like that.
Yeah, it's I have a really big shovel. I'm going to tell you that. It is an honor. I couldn't find anything on some other sports and from Blitz Sports nominees and things like that, but talking about Catherine Dinsmore and the state golf just a few moments ago, there was 2 young ladies from White County that played. Actually, you just mentioned their name in the nominees, Katie and lost the other one. But
right. Yeah. Well, we've got Caroline, Katie and Caroline Craig. Yep.
Innsbruck is their home course.
Right.
And from what I could gather and what I was told by several coaches, their average scores on Innsbruck are 65 to 67.
Wow.
They shot in the low to mid 70s on the first day. Very, very tough course. And with all respect to the players, everyone pretty much had tough rounds on Monday. The course, with all the weather we've had, just the maintenance of it was not allowed to be done. It was not in great shape. The fairways were not cut, true to length. So it played tough for everyone. On day two, of course, Georgia High School ruling is if you're not all the players are not an equal amount of holes, like for instance number 9, and everyone's played at least 9 holes, you have to revert back to day 1.
Right.
Catherine Dinsmore had really started getting on the roll. She put several pars together. And really started coming back into her own amidst some frustrations. There was, unfortunately, when you have some parents out there, they want to get disgruntled. And one of the group, one of her pairings for the day's mom got a little bit out of sorts. And, of course, that got Catherine a little frustrated and out of sorts as well. Took her off her game early on. But she battled back and did very well on that. The nominees, very proud of them. But, it would be hard for me to choose one. It's done in kind of a Heisman-style voting.
Right.
So, there can only be one. But I wish them all the best of luck and look forward to hopefully being able to catch up with some of them on the golf course next season.
There you go. Sounds good. Well, awesome. High school golf wrapping up as well as a lot of other sports. And speaking of, coming up in our next segment, we're going to talk a little bit about some soccer and some tennis news. We'll share some youth camp information and also changing of the guard, some coaching news as well. That much more straight ahead on this week's edition of the Instant Replay. Stay with us.
Life is filled with moments, some monumental, some mere seconds. Moments we often take for granted as we worry and anticipate all the moments to come. At Woodman Life, we help ease that worry with our affordable insurance and retirement products. We work to protect financial security, community pride, patriotism, and peace of mind so that you can protect the moments that matter most.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge, we have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Had the time of my life.
Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Better days ahead.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And welcome back to the program. Again, Dave Garner with you right here on the instant replay, right here on FYNTV.com. Again, the show this week is live on Tuesday with the Memorial Day holiday. But next week, as we mentioned, we'll be here right back with you on Monday at 10 a.m. following BKP's Good Morning from the Office. We hope that you'll join you. And our very own Luther Kinsey, speaking of, will be pinch hitting that day, and he'll be here in the hot seat and taking my place, and certainly appreciate your willingness to do that. We've already come up with some neat things that you can do there possibly next week. So I'm looking forward to seeing what all goes on, all the shenanigans that are going to play out next week in my absence. So it ought to be interesting. There you go. Exactly. I know, and Amanda, yeah, and you usually get stuck in the middle of all of it, and I feel for you. I really do. I feel for you, so. He wants his latte waiting for him. Okay, yeah, exactly. We're going to talk about... Yeah, exactly. It's kind of stuffy. Yeah, it does get hot in here. I mean, that's the thing. So, well, that's what we need. We need Nelly's It's Getting Hot in Here. We need that as our bump music. Can we pull that off then? It's getting hot in here. We're going to keep our clothes on, though. I can just tell you. So, don't worry about that at home, folks. Trust me. But anyway, some news to throw along to you here real quick. We've got our changing of the guard. We'll save that in just a second. I'll bring Luther back in. Soccer, Chris Keys of Lumpkin County named as the Blitz Soccer Player of the Year with 13 of 18 possible votes. Keys had 26 goals and 5 assists in the 2018 season for the Indians. So we talked about some of the nominees last segment. Chris Keys, though, taking one of those honors from Blitz. What a season for Chris in Lumpkin County. He did well. We're going to circle back around to all this and get Luther's thoughts. Tennis, the Gilmer High tennis team had their banquet last week, and they, of course, had a great year. As we all know, the Gilmer tennis program has really done well over the last couple of years. The boys finished 9-4 overall, 5-1 in the region. The girls 9-4, 5-1 in the region as well. They both had excellent seasons, finishing as the region runner-ups and hosting the first round of state competition. Trip Pierce finished undefeated, 13-0. this past year, and Hope Caldwell finished 11-2. What a job. There's several awards on the night. There's a list of them, but boys MVP went to Carter Heiss and girls MVP went to Lauren Cole. So congratulations to all of those players, Gilmer, boys and girls, on excellent tennis seasons. Many other Cats and Lady Cats were recognized during the banquet, as you would imagine there, but just a great tennis season overall. And Luther, we'll go ahead and bring you back in here. Luther's behind the glass here today, but soccer, tennis, all these sports starting to wrap up now. The accolades, of course, are coming in. We're seeing who's all region, all team, all tourney, all that sort of stuff, MVP. It's always a great time of year. But what a great tennis season for Gilmer, as we talked about.
Yeah, Coach Parks over at Gilmer has done an excellent job. Her athletes are all in. Like I said, there's just a list of awards. One thing I do want to mention, of course, these are student athletes. Being a student is always first. Education is most important.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Tripp Pierce for the boys won the academic award with the highest GPA. Right. And Katie Merrick, senior, had the highest GPA for the girls' side.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But in the list of awards, I don't have it right here in front of me, but there were most likely to go 3 sets.
Right. Yeah. I saw there were a lot of superlatives and things.
Yeah, Katie Sheehan won that. Some fun awards.
Right.
Most improved. I forget those names right offhand. I believe I have it on your list. I'm not sure if I put it on there.
Right. Yeah.
Caden Reese, I believe, for the boys, and
right. There's a few of them. Yeah. I don't have the full list in front of me, but
right. And of course I have it. I'm more interested in talking to you than I am and our viewers than I am looking at the list.
No.
But, great season. Great season. It was an honor to be able to cover them some this year. I didn't get out there as much as I would like to, due to conflict with some baseball and some other sports I had to cover. But just they were very welcoming to me, and they just haven't had the coverage from any news outlet or sports outlet.
Right.
And we were able to give it to them this year, and hopefully next year that will be, they'll get more coverage. And athletes really appreciate that. They love hearing their name, and seeing their name in articles and things like that. So I was blessed to be able to cover that for them. But great season. They're going to lose a few seniors. Haven't had any notifications of any signings from those of yet, but as they do, we're all over it.
We're all over it. If it happens here in North Georgia, no doubt about it. Our very own Luther Kinsey from Team FYN Sports is all over it too. And speaking of changing of the guard here tonight, we do have some sources out of Fannin County. FYN Sports, our very own Luther Kinsey, has also come across some information that effective July 1st, it appears, now again, nothing has been finalized yet, but it does appear that Coach David Henson will step away as head coach of the wrestling team to become the new athletic director in Fannin County. Now, again, that has not been confirmed yet, but we do have some sources that have told FYN Sports that indeed may very well happen. So, again, we're not wanting to put information out there that's not, been confirmed yet, but word is that information will probably be finalized, hopefully by our next show, and we'll be able to let you know of the coaching changes there. But it does look like that Joe Hutzel could perhaps be the head coach for the Fannin wrestling team in Henson's absence. And as we also mentioned last week, Travis Stone, I believe we incorrectly said Jones or something, but Coach Travis Stone, who's of course been at Fannin County for several years now, has assumed the head coaching duties for the Rebels baseball team in Fannin County as well. So Luther, some coaching news perhaps out of Fannin County that we will definitely keep our viewers informed on.
Most definitely. We'll be all, to use the phrase again, we'll be all over it. Coach Hutzel, will be a good fit for the program. He's there. He's part of it. My source is telling me that this will probably take effect July 1st. I'm currently going to be, trying to get in touch with Coach Henson to confirm that. As soon as I do, there will be a story on Team FYN Sports Facebook page and, of course, Fannin Fetcher News at FetcherNews.com, Fannin. And, of course, we'll have it on next week's show if I can get it. I will update any information I get on next week's show.
Right. There we go.
So please, everybody stay tuned to, keep up with that. That's an interesting story that's in process.
Absolutely. Coach David Henson, of course, the longtime Gilmer County assistant wrestling coach under Sam Snyder. And Coach Henson, of course, going to Fannin County to be the head coach. And now looks like may very well be rolling into the administrative side of things. If that is the case, we do want to congratulate Coach Henson. I know him personally. He's a great guy, great coach. I know he'll certainly be missed in the coaching capacity, but he'll certainly be welcomed into an AD role. Again, changing of the guard, one of our segments right here anytime we have coaching news, and we're glad to share it for you right here. We're going to go ahead and take our final break of the show, and when we return, we have some youth camp information for you. Plus, we'll touch on some regional and national headlines as well. All that much more as we get set for the fourth and final quarter segment of this week's Instant Replay. We'll be right back.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Days ahead.
Yellow pollen means green cash at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. The spring savings event is on at Days, and the discounts are deep. Now save up to $11,000 off select new 2018 Chevy Silverados, or up to $6,000 off select new 2018 Equinox. Pick any Chevy you want and save a bunch during the spring savings event going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
And welcome back to the program right here. Again, it's the instant replay on FYNTV.com, North Georgia's only online weekly sports show. And we appreciate you guys joining us. I'm your host, Dave Garner. Luther Kinsey with us, Amanda Evans as well, and the rest of our crew. We thank you for joining us. Fourth quarter segment, our fourth and final quarter segment of the week. We've went through our taking it to the next level segment, our changing of the guard, and we're going to lead off this last segment with some youth camp information. And this is something also we're going to be doing periodically throughout the summer. As we all know, a lot of the schools, Park and Rec, so forth, different folks around our local area put on a lot of youth camps throughout the summer. And so we did want to give you information on one. June 4th through the 7th is this year's Gilmer Lady Cat basketball camp. Now, this will take place 9 a.m. to noon each of those days, the 4th through the 7th, so it's coming up next week. Pre-registration cost is $55. Pay at the camp price is $65. The camp staff will include the Lady Cat coaches along with the Clear Creek Middle School coaches, and of course all of the Lady Cat players as well will be helping. So drinks and snack will be provided. We want to see all the young future Lady Cats out there next week in Gilmer County, and certainly looking forward to that. Again, let's see here, June 4th through the 8th, the Gilmer Lady Cat basketball team, they're going to have a summer camp as well. I think it's for first through the 8th grade. Sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted. First through the 8th grade. So first through 8th grade players are welcome to attend this camp 9 a.m. to noon each of those days. A lot more youth camp information coming up, so stay with us right here on the Instant Replay as we share it with you. All right, time now to talk a little bit about our regional sports update. The Atlanta Braves took a little bit of a blow over the weekend as Ronald Acuna, the outstanding rookie, was placed on the 10-day DL over the weekend, but it could have been a whole lot worse. Acuna was legging out an infield hit whenever he hit first base. He crossed the bag there, and he was in a lot of pain. It looked like he might have had some sort of a broken foot, a leg injury there, but it was not as serious, thank goodness, than they thought it was going to be. So Acuna, just on the 10-day DL, is set to return after that. That's good news because he has obviously been one of the statistical category leaders offensively in Major League Baseball since being called up, and hopefully they'll get him back. The Atlanta United Wednesday at New England, as the United have enjoyed a little bit of time off here since their last match, which was the last Sunday against the New York Red Bulls there in a 3-1 loss at home. So the Atlanta United has had a little bit of time to lick some wounds and heal some folks. However, they will be a little bit short-handed because they've got a couple guys out on red cards that will not be in that matchup. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully the United can put it together though on the road at New England. The Revolution, they've been a little inconsistent this year, so hopefully a chance for Atlanta to get a win on the road. One of the big things that happened over the last week or so since the last time we met was the ruling, and I know we don't touch on the NFL a lot, and that's by design. I know BKP is not a fan of the NFL at all, so we typically try to leave that out of a lot of our conversation, but there was a big ruling that was made, of course, last week. In the midst of all the NFL, the national anthem, and kneeling during the flag and during the anthem stuff, which is obviously the reason why a lot of folks, including BKP, have stepped away from the NFL and decide not to talk about it. And rightfully so, I think, for a lot of people. The ruling was made last week by the NFL owners that there would now be some sort of a penalty for players not standing for the anthem. And they've elected to give the teams the option of staying in the locker room for the anthem, but if they come out for the anthem, they all have to stand. Otherwise, there will be a 15-yard penalty assessed, I believe is what they came up with. So again, it was one of those controversial decisions, and if you're the NFL, you really can't win, because if you allow them to stay in the locker room, you look like you're unpatriotic. If they come out and something happens, you're going to tick off the other side, and I mean, it's just one of those things where you really can't win. But I tell you what, they talk about the ratings decline, they talk about all these things, and there's a lot of folks out there that want to make up excuses for why the ratings decline and what have you, other than the fact that players kneeled for the national anthem. But I'm telling you right now, I just think that we're naive or other parts of the country are for that matter, if we think that the ratings were not in some way affected by the entire anthem thing. To think that did not have a hand in it, because I can tell you right now, and maybe it's partially because we live in this part of the country, we live in the South, but a lot of folks I've talked to, I mean, they went away from it. You know, they'll never watch the NFL again. I mean, they're very ticked off about it. And so, Luther, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, but I feel like at the end of the day, there's no doubt that there's a correlation between the two. And there's a lot of sports talk folks that say that, there's other reasons why. There may be other reasons, but I'm just of the strong opinion that obviously that has played a part in the ratings decline. And I guess the argument is there, but I don't see how that wouldn't be part of it. I really don't.
And you're right, it is. And there are more reasons than just the protest to the national anthem and the flag. For me personally, as we've talked about before on the show, the salaries are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Are they great athletes? Yes. Do they deserve to be paid well? Yes. The fans will pay the money to go see them, and I know that's a lot of their salary. But at the same time, I'm a firm believer that the highest paid person in the United States should be the President of the United States.
Right. The person running the country,
you know. Whether Republican or Democrat, it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's the one that has control of the button in wartime. So you're really going to pay a receiver who catches the ball on Sunday afternoon more than you're paying him? That's one issue I have. I love my Atlanta Falcons. I will continue to always watch my Atlanta Falcons. Thick, thin, good, bad. I will always take my Falcons and be there to support them as much as I can.
Right.
But on the national anthem rule, I think it's a great decision. It's a great decision. It was not a unanimous vote by the owners. I can't find the team right off bat. I was just doing some research on it. But there's one team owner that said his players could take a knee every Sunday and every Monday or Thursday or whatever game they play, and he'll gladly pay the fines. Which I think is crazy.
Yeah.
This country pays them. They should respect the reason of the national anthem.
Right.
They should respect the reason our flag is what it is.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing is the reasoning. I just don't think it's. I understand there is racial equality. I understand there's police brutality. I understand those things do exist. I think there's probably a better way of getting that point across and starting that conversation that everybody keeps talking about. Because I think there's just a disconnect, and I wouldn't even say it's a racial thing. I don't even want to go there, but I think that obviously people don't understand what the flag means, and I don't think that's the appropriate way to do that. And I know I'm not alone in thinking that way. Unfortunately, not everyone agrees with us on that. But that's
for instance, I believe it was a Pittsburgh Steeler last year.
Mm-hmm.
Military
came
out by himself out of the tunnel carrying the American flag, and he was praised to no end by everyone who supports the standing for the national anthem.
Right.
Of course, he was also, talked bad about by those who oppose it.
Right.
But at the same time, a couple of days later, he came back and recanted and apologized because his teammates and owners got on him.
Yeah.
America's a free country. If he wants to do that, he has that right. And unfortunately, if they want to kneel, they should have that right as well, because we are a free country. And I know we're kind of getting on the political side of sports, which unfortunately there is a lot. But at the same time, I'm a firm believer that, like I said, this country, shows up to support you. You should support our country.
Right.
And if you are against what America stands for and what the flag stands for and the national anthem stands for, my personal opinion and belief is that there's several other countries that would probably, you'd fit in very well for it.
Right. Absolutely.
You love our money. You love our fame, but you don't love our flag.
Right.
That's personal opinion that I probably shouldn't have got into, but that's my rant for the day.
And that'll be, that's our rant of the day, and that's going to kind of wrap things up for us right here. And we will continue that discussion once we have a little bit more time. We've just had a lot of high school sports to talk about, and that's an awesome problem to have. So, but we will touch on this. It's not the end of that conversation, no doubt about it. We'll continue that, but we are out of time this week. And speaking of politics and sports, word has it that in my absence, of course, next week, Luther Kins will be sitting right here in the hot seat, and he may very well be joined by BKP. I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised, Luther, if he pops his head in here and gives you a hard time and maybe that might be a discussion he may want to have if he does pop in here. So maybe y'all can lock the doors and keep him out of here at least for that hour. But see, you're coming right on the tail end of his show, so it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to get rid of him. I'm just saying.
Well, locking the doors may be a hard thing to do because I'm sure he probably has the key.
I'm sure he does have the key. That's a good point. So you're probably not going to keep him out. We'll see how things go. That's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of the Instant Replay. Thank you guys once again for watching. As we mentioned, same time different time next week. Next week we're back in our normal time slot, Monday 10 to 11 a.m. Join us right here. Again, you can always call us 706-889-9700, and you can also email us at teamfynsports@fetchernews.com. This has been the Instant Replay right here on FYNTV.com. I'm Dave Garner saying so long, everyone. We'll see you next week.